I want to talk about the cost of living. And the cost of living, from what we've seen, has been going up. Yes, it has. It has definitely gone up over the last few years. But it's the same like anything, really. I feel like it's always been this difficult. I don't think it's ever been easier than this. I think it's always been the same sort of feeling. Now, obviously, prices of materials and things that we need, food have gone up through the roof. But in the long run, it really hasn't moved that far. It's just hard when you live in a country where you can't just survive off just one wage. You need to have more than one income source. I feel like the way to truly live, you need to have more than one income source. You can live off it, but the best thing you can do is start finding side hustles and just have something that you're running in the background as background income. A lot of people turn to property investing. A lot of people turn to investing in other things, other assets. And as long as it's like making you money in the background and it's helping you boost your everyday life, I think that's the most important thing. You can't run off one thing. You need multiple things going. But in terms of how hard it is, I feel like it's always been this hard. It's always been this hard to go out and make sure you're delegating all the home tasks and making sure you're feeding everyone. If you have a family, making sure everyone's being fed. I understand that. And the cost of health as well. There's countries in this world where like we don't have the benefits. They don't have the benefits we have in Australia. We have a few different cool benefits. We have like Medicare, which is like health cover, and we have things that are helping us push through. And in a lot of countries in the world, they don't have that. It's just straight up. That's what it is. Some countries don't even have a health system. So if you think about a lot of those third world countries, like, yeah, it is way harder, I think, to be living in one of those than it is to be living where we are. So everyone's complaining all the time about the cost of living. I feel like the cost of living has always been this hard. It's never been this pricey, but it's always been this hard to achieve. So I feel like it's weird, right? Because everyone gets hyped up about it. It's like, oh, the prices are through the roof on like random things, and I mean that's how the economy keeps going. Prices need to go up of things, of course, 100%. But it's a matter of deciding what you do with your time moving forward and what you want to strive for to get yourself to a point where you do have multiple income sources, you do have assets, you are in a position where you're, making more than enough to survive. But that's up to the everyday person. That's not up to us to decide for you. It's a matter of you deciding, okay, I don't want to live frugally like I have been. I want to actually live. I want to have, this amount of food. I want to have this amount of healthcare. I want to be able to support and continue growing my legacy. And if that's the case, then you're going to have to find something that really clicks for you. And that might take you a while, but once you get to that point where you're happy and content with the decisions you're making in your life, then there'll be no room for complaining about the cost of living per se. I feel like complaining about the cost of living is just like making an excuse for yourself not to strive for something bigger than yourself. And that's like my honest I know how harsh that sounds, but that's like my honest opinion. Every person's situation is different, it's all unique, but when it comes to living under the same boat, we are very much under the same boat out here in Australia. I can't speak for the rest of the world because I don't live in any other country, but I feel like there's a time for us to be worried and there's a time for us to take action. And I think this is the time to be taking action and start sorting out what you're going to do to preserve that legacy of yours, to make sure you build a strong network and a strong connection of people in your inner circle. It's so important. The inner circle is so important. Having those stronger people there helping you lift each other up is the most important thing, because if you don't have that, you don't have an inner circle, which we'll touch on in a bit more detail later on. But if you don't have an inner circle, it's going to be very hard for you to be able to get through any struggles you do have. What's wrong? You did it. Were you scared you weren't going to make it? Jumped up on the window. She was like, I'm not going to make it. So yeah, I feel like if you're making sure that you're pushing through and doing the best thing you can by your standards, by your morals, then there wouldn't be any reason to have any complaints, because you would be on the path already towards achieving your goals, which is what this is about. It's about figuring out what you can do to push forward. It's different for everyone. Some people might have a huge interest in candles, so you go off and start a candle startup. Some people might have interest in doing this, making videos, so you open up a YouTube channel and you try to provide help in your niche. And I think that's the best service you can do. It's serving something bigger than yourself. And if you can do that, and if you can roll with the punches and deal with the struggles on the way, then you'll be fine. You'll be 100% fine. But if I can't deal with this, it's too much, then you got to just figure out what it is that you truly enjoy doing. Because I think that's always the best way to find other ways to support yourself with multiple income sources. Of course, no one wants to do stuff that they don't enjoy. Like, I'm not going to sit here doing accounting. I don't like it. No one likes it. Like, I would hate that. Some people do like that, so then they get into it. But yeah, I have a good circle at the moment. I want to continue building it, but at the moment it's a decent inner circle. So I think the number one thing would be find your inner circle, formulate plans, toss around ideas, find your people. I would say find the people who are good for you. This was a bit of a more positive one today, so I'm pretty happy about this one. We usually do the depressing, uncomfortable topics, but I think this is a topic everyone's very familiar with, so I enjoyed this. This was good. We'll catch up again tomorrow. Likewise, I am releasing my archive, which is archive memories and old videos. They are random, yes, but it's part of who I became, how I got to the point where I've been doing this like 10 years. I enjoy making them and I enjoy releasing them, so I'm going to keep releasing that content. There's always going to be 2 uploads a day for now, until we get through all the archive, and then we'll be going back to just this one per day. You don't need it. You don't care. You just end the video. I don't care. The retention's gone. It's funny, 99% of the people watching this won't make it to the end, ever. And that's like for every YouTube video. So like you could just say anything random at the end and they wouldn't know. They'd be like, oh, I didn't watch it. So Like, what if it's something really bad? Like, what if they say something, like, what if they know you? It's like they say your name. It's like, imagine if one of the viewers watching this right now, your name's Jesse. Hey, Jesse. It's like, oh shit, he knows my name. Hi, baby. How you doing? How you doing? Anyways, I'll let you get back to it, and I'll see you tomorrow.